Hey everybody, it is Pika. It is Sunday night here in Singapore, and I am quite excited because I have another day off tomorrow, and today was a pretty good day. I mean, I wasn't sure what to expect when it came to work today, but I was able to cart baby girl along with me, so we went to work together. And she got to meet a couple of the students there and sit and study with them and play with them a little bit. And I worked on my presentation skills because eventually, yes, one day I'd like to be a speaker. But in the meantime, I'm presenting, the programs that we offer at Scholars Inc. So do check it out. Scholars Inc. page is up and running, and we know what we're doing. I believe in the product. I really do. And the way that they present stuff, the way their framework is laid out is just amazing. I really do feel good about the product. I know they know what they're doing. And it's not based on testimonials. It's not based on, the quality of the teachers. It's not any of that. It's the fact that they know the system so well. They know exactly what you need to get through and score your A stars. Like, who else out there is promising A star and A1, results? So yeah, I totally big fan of, the product, and it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that I work there, I promise. Let's see. Got home and had dinner, redid the top of baby girl's hair because I think I braided one too tight. There was like one hair somewhere that was pulling. Excuse me. So she was in a little bit of pain today and mentioned it throughout the day, so I made sure that I, took it out, re-wet her hair and re-braided it a little bit, just the top like 6 or 7 braids or something. So did that, and poor thing, she fell asleep while I was braiding her hair. So tomorrow we start our getting up early, getting to school on time bit because we have little less than 3 weeks before school starts. So I'm a little terrified, but I'm sure she'll be fine. Tomorrow is a day for errands. I need to go and get all of her books sorted out, all of her uniforms sorted out, finish up my Christmas shopping so she doesn't know what all I have, and of course, cook. I need to cook. I haven't cooked in such a long time, and I feel like I'm slacking really badly. So, the housework, the laundry definitely gets done. I clean whenever I get a chance, and I cook whenever I have to, and that's not the way I want it to work. I want my house to run like clockwork. I want it to be like, I know what time I have to do this because then I have to do that. Like I want it to all fit seamlessly somehow. Yes, it's probably a pipe dream, but it's a dream nonetheless. I will work towards it. All right. So I've talked a lot about networking. I've talked a lot about, how I go about my business, what I think is important, the values that I treasure most. Today I want to talk to you about fulfillment, mostly because I feel like, yeah, chase your dreams, Go get that done. Cool. But at the end of the day, I want more than anything else to feel like I made a difference. Somewhere, to some person, something, I need to feel like I made a difference. Like I made a dent in the amount of work I need to do. My life's work, that is. There are some days where I go to work, right? And I don't know, encounter computer problems like I did today. Good God. I think I restarted my computer at least 13 times, and it got stuck every single time. And I know I have an idea that it's, the amount of pictures and files and whatever else that I have on the computer. I need to relieve some of that pressure so that it'll work a little bit faster. But I sometimes feel like it's kismet. I kind of feel like sometimes it's the universe saying, all right, you don't need to be on this computer to do this. You need to be focusing elsewhere. And sometimes the message is loud and clear, and sometimes it's just there to trip me up and I don't know what I'm doing. So I was just messaging one of my friends back stateside about how I need a little bit of help maneuvering, intuitive guidance and communing with spirit versus being human, feeling all those emotions, being scared, being worried, being anxious, being blah, blah, blah. So I find myself going through a huge period of transformation right now. I feel like there are so many things I'm trying to conquer and so many life lessons I'm trying to pass so they don't keep reappearing, because it's frustrating to me when they keep reappearing. It really I feel stuck when they keep reappearing. Like, didn't I already go through this? Why is it still appearing in my life? So for me, I feel the need to be fulfilled at the end of the day. I feel the need to, by the time I get to my podcast, to talk to you all and tell you what I've been through, tell you what my day was like. I feel like I need to be in a place where I can tell you that I accomplished this, this, and this, that I was able to cross off this, this, and this from my list, that I was really able to do, and that it was done at the end of the day. There are a lot of times that I start doing, and I'll get sidetracked, or something will come up and I have to leave whatever I'm doing halfway done. It's not for a lack of trying, and it's not that I'm not doing. It's not that there's no action. There's plenty of action, but sometimes I don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel like I did my best. I don't feel like I finished it all the way. I feel like I did it halfway and then had to be called away. Like just life happens, right? But that is my ultimate goal, to feel fulfilled. I want to be able to say that I had a great conversation, that I read something inspirational, that I inspired someone else in return, that I finished some work. There is nothing more fulfilling to me than data entry. And don't laugh, it is completely nerdy. Yes, I'm a square, but for me, knowing that I really did a day's work sometimes means that I had one pile of paper on my left, and the idea was to enter all of that data into a computer or something, or analyze the data, whatever it is, and then I moved it piece by piece from the left to the right, meaning that it was done. And when I get situations like that, I feel so fulfilled. I feel so complete, so proud, so content, because I did something of consequence. I did something that could be measured. And a lot of times the work that I do can't actually be measured. A lot of times I find that, yes, I talk to people and I hope that I make a difference, but sometimes, they're in such a puzzled state that they can't even articulate that you helped, or that you gave them something else to think about. Even if you didn't help, like you gave them something else to think about, that it was useful somehow. I long for those moments, and it doesn't always happen that way. So when you deal with people and emotions and mindset, motivation, inspiration, a lot of times that's not something you can measure. It's a little more complicated than that. So when you can't measure it, I tend to feel unfulfilled. And maybe that's years and years of being conditioned to understand what it is that it means to have work, to punch a clock, to, what is it, an honest day's work for an honest day's wage. And I guess with that being so ingrained, me being in corporate work for so long, maybe matters of the heart and really helping people adjust their lives isn't in a form that I can readily measure yet and then feel fulfilled. So yeah, fulfillment is really important to me. I feel like I need to be needed, and I need to know that when you need me and I come through, that I really did make a difference in your life. I really, I'm not trying to be like the savior or anything, don't get me wrong. I want to know that being able to hear from me helped you in some small way, helped you get through the day. There are so many of us that get stuck. There are a lot of times that I call my mom or my brother, and sometimes, they don't answer. And they've got a life. I'm not saying that they're ignoring me or anything. Or I call my friend, around the world, and they are busy or missing in action or whatever it is. They got stuff to do. It's cool. But the initial response obviously is to be disappointed. And then eventually I'll pick myself up and be like, well, what the hell, Obviously you called that person for a reason. They didn't answer for a reason, and that's meant to teach you something. So what can you glean from this? How do you move forward? So I've gotten into that headspace now, and that may seem like super crazy to you, but it's how I cope. It's how I move forward. If I were to sit there and dwell on the fact that they didn't answer, that they aren't there when I need them, or whatever the case may be in that situation, I will never move forward. I would be stuck forever. So in that same vein, if you reach out to me, if you write to me, if you call me, if you message me, whatever it is, I want to be able to give you value and tell you what you need to hear in order for you to get moving and get, your ducks in a row, whatever. And in so doing, I feel like I gave my best effort, that I served you well, that I was maybe able to give you some perspective, or at least, add my 2 cents somewhere so that you have another bit of information before you make whatever decision you're trying to make. So I hope that makes sense. I yeah, I've I've read a lot about this month, and I know with the Gemini moon and Mercury retrograde until the 22nd, and then just so many things, and then the end of the year, obviously, and people's, anxiety and stress levels go up over the holidays. People are trying to get together to meet family, to give presents, give thanks, give back to the communities. There's so much going on at the end of the year that people tend to try and scramble and squeeze as much as they can to the last month, thinking that they can compensate for the fact that maybe they didn't do as much over the year, but they want to make sure they have something to show for it before they close up. So when you get into this period of the year, I want you to be a little more gentle. I want you to be a little more loving. I want you to approach each situation as if to say, I will forgive the other person for whatever mood they're in, whatever attitude they give off, just because it's a stressful time of year. A lot of people find that the holidays are very difficult to handle, especially if they've lost loved ones, if they've recently broken up with somebody, if there have been any major changes. If you've moved, chances are you feel the holidays a little bit more, because you have yet to create those traditions that are so that make the holidays so comfortable and so what is it I'm trying to say? I can't even articulate right now. Basically, what I want to say is, if I'd been stateside, obviously, I would know exactly what is expected of me for the holidays, and I know how to celebrate. I know how to bring that holiday cheer. But since I've moved to Singapore, it's taken me a little bit to kind of build a tradition and get the hype up again for Christmas and all these things. I know some of my friends who've lost family members recently. I know some of my friends who are battling cancer again. There are so many things going on at the holidays that change the way you see the holidays, mostly because, you're attached to a certain way of being, a certain tradition of some sort. So please, you never know what those people are going through. Don't be so quick to judge and give out harsh words because someone is in a bad mood, someone is being unreasonable. You just never know. So just one thing I want to leave you with for this end of the year, Christmas, New Year season: please be gentle with each other. Please give each other the benefit of the doubt. Please don't be so quick to judge. You don't know how bad it is for the other person. So in the meantime, thank you so much for listening as always. Thank you for going back and checking out the podcast. I am well on track to be closing out 2017. I am very proud of the progress I've made. I'm actually excited about new things to come, things that I'm trying. Obviously, I'm not as professional as some people may think, because this is it's like a garage production at this moment, shoestring budget and all of that. But I'm proud because you know what? This means that even if you have no extra money to buy lighting and decorate an office and, create a business strategy with a coach of some sort, it means that you do have the capabilities to do as much as I'm doing with just a phone. So if you can spare 20 minutes at some point and get on the phone and broadcast, well, shoot, what other excuses are there? None, really, right? You can write from your phone, you can tweet from your phone, you can Instagram from your phone, you can Facebook from your phone. There is no excuse, because I know there are plenty of people out there that have one, if not two, devices. Okay? So thanks again for listening in. Please write to me with your questions, comments. I want to hear what you have to say. I'm excited to know what you think and what you may have that you're working on as well, because I'd like to, to get to know you a little bit as well. And I will catch you tomorrow, okay? Y'all take care.